Hello everyone! In this video we are looking at the changes to armor in the Y patch and nothing changed in the Z patch. To recap, in 3.17 most shields had 5% ballistic damage passing through when they are full and up to 50% when they are very low. There were a few exceptions: Stuart, Guardian and Palisade. And now in 3.18 on the PTU all shields had 70% ballistic damage passing through when they are full and everything when they are very low. This leads to the consequence that you can destroy ships with ballistics now very easily, very quickly. There's a video where an arrow destroyed a Corsair in 3 shots of ballistic guns. In the Y patch, CRG wrote, vehicle ship armor has been rebalanced to account for ballistic piercing to shields as a stopgap until the future armor rework. Y introduced this massive shield penetration in 3.18 and now you have to introduce a stopgap for something you just introduced right now for no reason. Is there anything urgently happening this year? I don't think so. And as always, CRG never gives you any values, any numbers. Well, luckily we can find all the numbers in the XML sheets and Olakin was kind enough to put it all together. I could do this too, but I'm not so good at XMLs that I could collect all the data into one sheet. Thank you very much, Olakin, for this. This is very helpful. We have some obvious errors in the data and some values make no sense at all. I hope this will get addressed in one of the next PTU patches. You can find a link to this data that Olakin put together in my first pinned comment below. Let's take a closer look. All Aegis ships have now 50% resistance against physical weapons. And all Anvil ships 54, Y Aegis 50, Anvil 54. And Pisces doesn't have any resistance against ballistics. I guess this is understandable. She is a very small ship. Valkyrie doesn't have any resistance against ballistics. I am sure this must be an error. You cannot even say, okay, dropships shouldn't have armor against ballistics because Hoplite and Steel have. Then all Argo ships have 55, Beno 50, Consolidated Outland 53, again Y all Aegis 50, Anvil 54 with a few errors, Argo 55, Consolidated 53, Crusader 50, and we are at another error. Look at this. C2 50, but A2 and M2 military ships that are supposed to have armor at 15 only. I mean, A2 and M2 should be much higher than C2. I hope this will get corrected. And all track ships have 58. Even the mule. Okay, let me get this straight. Drake Mule has more armor than all Aegis ships, all Anvil ships, and more armor than M2, A2 and Valkyrie. I wish CRG would actually check that data and use a little bit of logic in the future. Asperia 50. PTV no armor, which I can understand, makes sense. It's just a buggy. Rock DS 50. Steve STV 58. Again, shouldn't this be closer to a buggy? Maybe a bit more armor than a buggy, but 58 for Steve, 0 for Valkyrie, 15 for A2 and M2. Yeah. Merlin Archimedes 50. And now we have the MISC ships 52 with more errors, I guess. Dur 3 and Miss 3. Miss is a military version of the Freelancer, which should have at least equal, actually more armor than the Freelancer. All Origin ships 52, except Origin 400i with 50. Okay, sorry. Sorry if I make fun at CRG again. Sorry if this might sound negative, but I really wish they would use some very basic level of logic, and why not give everything 50% for now and be done with it? Why do have some manufacturers like Aegis 50, Drake 58, Origin 52? I cannot see any logic in this. ISI chips have now 53. Ursa Rover 0. I don't think this makes sense. Shouldn't be the most armored thing in the world, but 0. Cyclone TR10, while RC, the racing version, has 50. MT10 Consistencies. Have your data consistent. And now for the biggest laugh, Novatank has 10 against physical damage. If there is any vehicle, anything at all in the game that should have armor, it's a Novatank, and it has less armor than a Steve, less armor than a Mule. Yeah. Then we have Blade, Glaive and Scythe at 52, Nox and Scout at 50. Okay, Nox more armor than a Novatank. Those changes have some very significant consequences. Let's assume 100 ballistic damage, damage to structure HPs in 3.17, assuming 5% armor resistance against ballistics, and in 3.18 Y and Z patch, assuming 50% armor resistance against ballistics. When shields are full, in 3.17 4.75 is hitting structure HPs of your ship, now it's 35, a lot more. When shields are close to 0, it's 47.50 in 3.17 and now it's 50, almost equal. And when shields are down, it's 95 in 3.17 and now only 50 damage to structure HPs of your ship. This means those numbers will be very different now, and Flicker and I tested Freelancer, Valkyrie, Andromeda, Corsair, Caterpillar, Karak, Hercules and 890 Jump with those new values. Video is scheduled for tomorrow. I hope you found this interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments below and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Okay, so much for physics. Look, this mighty tree, this big mighty tree is carrying the weight of a starfarer. This is a 1G planet. This tree can hold 4.2 million kilograms. Wow. Actually just the leaves. That's too funny. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.